Yes, we are live now. Okay, so yeah, we are live now. So there's some delay around 15 seconds. So let's see how many people are joining. Hello, everyone. Good evening. We'll start our Q&A session in next few minutes. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. We'll wait for the participants and then we'll start. In the meanwhile, can anybody confirm? In next few minutes. Okay. Can anybody confirm in the live chat? Am I audible properly? Hi, Varun. Hi, Aditya. Hi, Paridosh. Okay. Good to see many people are joining. Doda Baswa. Hi, Doda. Glad no meeting this time. Great. Okay, so we'll wait for 1 minute and then we'll continue with our Q&A part. Good to see people are joining from Brisbane. Hi, Shweta. Okay, so hi, Ankita. Hi, Jyoti. Hi, Bala. Hi, Pavan. Hi, John. Good to see you again. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. So, yes, I'm Shweta. Good. What about you? Okay, so thank you so much, John. And thank you so much for joining the live session. For the last 1 month, I was not active. From May onwards, I will be back to YouTube again. So thank you so much, John, for the nice comment. Okay, so let's start. So guys, this live will be for next 45 minutes. So feel free to ask any questions. I will try my best to answer all of this. So let me take questions one by one. Varun says, hope you're doing good. Yes, Varun, I'm good. Please advise when the new batch for Selenium will start. So Varun, the previous batch, like last month, we started 26th of March. So we covered almost around 20 classes. After 5 classes, we will be starting Selenium. So if you're comfortable, you can directly join from Selenium, and Java you can watch later. But if you want to join fresh batch, we will start new evening batch in June, and morning batch will start in July again. So if you're looking for API batch we are starting from 18th of May. Okay, so one question from Tech Commute Telugu. How's the situation of QA roles in IT sectors as of now? Which is better in the long term, DevOps or QA, and which is easier to understand and implement? So, see, basically, I have spent my whole life in the QA industry, right? So, I will not say that QA role does not have a scope, right? Now, if you compare with the different ones, then it's a different situation. So, when you see the long term, QA was there 20 years back, and it will be there always. Obviously, you have to keep upgrading yourself. Right now, if you notice, manual testing does not have much scope, so you have to keep upgrading yourself. If you are competitive in the market, you can survive in a long term as well. So you have to upgrade your skill set, then you can survive. But if you're just focusing on the manual testing, the basic skill set that you have, then it will be uh, again struggle for you. Now coming back to DevOps is a completely different field altogether. There itself, you have to keep updated with the new tools which is coming from the CI part, or the different tools which is coming for the infrastructure. So in every field, you have to get updated. Now depends on your background. I can suggest you, let's say if you are someone who is doing manual testing from 5 to 6 years, then for you QA role will be better. But if you're starting as a fresher, then you have a choice. You can go into development role, QA role, or maybe DevOps. But don't worry about the scope part. If your skills are matching, many new calls are coming. If we learn multiple skills and technologies, it is difficult to remember all the topics before attending the interview of multiple companies. Yes, I agree on this, but see, you don't have to remember everything that you have done. Suppose if you have 10 plus experience, maybe you started your career with QTP, then you moved into, let's say, Lean FT. Then right now you're doing Selenium or Cypress. So companies will focus on your last skill set. Okay, so let's say the last company that you have worked, they will be more interested in your last company, last role, the last tool set, the skill set that you have used. You don't have to remember right from the scratch till now. Focus on the last roles responsibility, the tool stack that you have used, and that is what expected from you. So when I started, right, I also explored multiple tools. So even if I start giving interviews, I will focus on the last tool that I've used, and more or less, they, instead of focusing on the tools part, focus on your fundamentals. Don't think automation is just about tools. It is all about the mindset. So in interviews, if you're able to answer from a experience as an experienced candidate, syntaxes part, okay, it's not too complicated. Even if you miss the syntaxes part, everybody can understand that certain syntaxes you might miss. But if your approach is clear, if your mindset is clear, then it's not an issue. Any suggestion for testing certification for such purpose? So Preeti, it's optional but good to have. So do not consider that once you get the certificate, your level of interviews will be less. Okay, suppose the company is taking 5 rounds or 3 rounds, it will remain the same. Only thing is, it will give you the weightage. Let's say they have 10 candidates, they have finalized 3 candidates, but you have the certification. It will be added advantage, but it's not mandatory. But when you work for service-based companies, some companies, before they pitch your profile to the client, they have the mandatory certification. In that case, you can go ahead, otherwise not. So far I do not have any certification and still no issues. But yes, if you are applying for some companies where they say it's mandatory to have certified, maybe ISTQB certificate or Java certified, in that case go ahead, otherwise not that important. Dev Senapati, how is the market situation right now for switching jobs for automation QA plus 8 plus experience? See, Dev Senapati, from 15th March to 15th April, lot of hiring I have seen, lot of firing I have seen. So mostly it was about the firing part, and good to see that people are getting multiple calls nowadays. So many people from my batch, they got multiple calls and few got selected too. So now market after 15th April is open. Multiple openings are coming. Only thing is, if your resume is not getting shortlist, maybe you have to see whether the skill set is missing, or maybe your resume is not proper, maybe your LinkedIn profile is not updated. UK market is not that good as of now, which I have heard from my students, but India market is again have many openings. uh, US also same. Only thing is, UK market will take few more days to open, but good openings are coming. Wanderlust SG, how to prepare for product based company as a full stack automation developer, API and UI. Uh, I would recommend if you change your profile name first. Now, when it comes to your question, see whether you're targeting a product based companies or service based companies. When it comes to web API, again, you have multiple options. Okay, depends on the target. Let's say if you're targeting a specific company, let's say Amazon, Google, or maybe any Fang based or Mang based company. If you have a dedicated goal that this company is using this particular tool, then focus on that tool. For example, let's say if Amazon is focusing on the Cypress as of now, or maybe any other tool. If you have the expertise on that tool set or skill set, chances will be very high. But instead of focusing only on the product based companies, these are the generic skill set that you need, right? For web automation, there are multiple tools. API automation, multiple tools. Even for mobile automation. So when you say full stack, you don't only focus on web and API. You also have to focus on the mobile. So pick one tool from each category, then you will be eligible for all kind of companies, not only product based, service based companies too. Service based companies also having a good scope. You will get a lot of on-site opportunities as well. So don't shrink to only product based companies. But if you have such companies in the mind which you want to target, go to their last 5 job descriptions or the posting which they have done on LinkedIn. Understand that their tool set, skill set they're asking. Plus, some product based companies, they focus more on the algorithms, data structure, right? More on the programming side. So apart from building this automation skill set, you also have to focus on the programming part. So create a goal for 6 months to 1 year and then plan accordingly. Aditya says currently working as SDET role, there's too much pressure to learn advanced Java and conducting tests on data structure like shortest algorithms in Java. See, Aditya, obviously, the moment you have more experience, the expectation will be very high. The good thing is, all these things that you mentioned can be learned. Only thing is, you need to give a time. Data structure, advanced Java, and all the algorithms needs minimum 3 to 6 months of learning. I will say roadmap. So if you target that I need to finish in 15 days or 30 days, it will be too tough, and it's not even possible. So this is the one of the most complicated part which I have seen, right? So spend minimum 3 to 6 months. If you can understand that this is the need of an hour, you have to do it. Create a roadmap and do it. So at least this blocker will be removed. But let's say market is expecting too much, and if you're not able to deliver it, again you will do the compromises, either in terms of number of companies or in terms of packages, right? If you are getting too complicated, the multiple courses on the data structure and competitive coding rounds, right? So the multiple batches going on, multiple courses going on. There are a lot of free videos are available on the YouTube. Take advantage of that and go ahead. But not every company is doing it. But yes, few companies who are very strict in terms of hiring, they need quality candidates. For them, this is the filtration. Praveen says nowadays AI is a part of our daily life, how it helps in the cure. So Praveen, I have recorded a dedicated crash course on ChatGPT, and in that video, I mentioned explained how ChatGPT, not only ChatGPT, there are multiple tools in the market, Perplexity AI, Gemini, right? Again, I'm exploring one more AI tool, which is Poi. Multiple AI tools are coming. Now depends on the use case. I use all this AI tools for my content preparation, for examples, for assignments, right? For you, it will be writing the test cases, getting the code snippet. Let's say if you know the logic, you don't want to write the code, you can get this code snippet, change it accordingly, and execute it. To send email, writing SQL queries, whatever is the task, okay? You just need to add little bit your flavor, and AI can help you. So even if you are non-IT background, you can use ChatGPT or different AI tools for different purposes, right? So most of the thumbnails which you see on the YouTube nowadays is coming from AI. 7+ experience, manual tester, best option to move away from QA, BA or DevOps. With automation, but everybody wants experience automation resources. See, Karthik, when you say you want to move away from QA, okay, instead of BA, I would recommend DevOps. But again, DevOps, let's say you learn DevOps in the next 6 months, but DevOps, they will not say that you don't have a real time experience and they will consider. There also, they will ask you the real time experience. In that case, you have to again take a call. What should I do next? So, since you have 7+ experience in QA, instead of moving to DevOps, I would say whatever automation concepts you have learned, apply in your real time, wait for some time, and then apply. So that will you will get the real flavor of automation instead of running away from QA role to DevOps or development or BA. Stick to QA role, get some automation experience. If you have not delivered any project so far, complete one end-to-end project and then start applying. That will be my suggestion, but the end call will be yours. What is your view on Cypress, Pratik? Again, after Selenium, if you want me to pick any tool, I will select Cypress in terms of market demand. In terms of features, in terms of functionality, I still recommend Playwright. But most of the job description, apart from Selenium, I see Cypress. So if given a choice, Playwright versus Cypress, if you're looking for a job change, Cypress. But if you're looking end-to-end functionality, feature-wise, Playwright. Raj says, right now I'm working as a manual and brushing my Selenium knowledge. For that, YouTube is enough. See, Raj, YouTube is good. Only thing is, you need to verify that whatever somebody is teaching is correct or not. Okay, I can see many YouTube channels are coming. They're not teaching the correct way. So you have to see the authority that who is teaching what they're teaching. Say YouTube is free and everybody have knowledge of Selenium. Anybody can start teaching. But only thing is you need to understand somebody have the real experience or not. Now coming back to the second part, many YouTube videos are old. For example, I recorded a couple of my videos in 2014. Still it is available on YouTube. But that time I used Selenium 3.1. and now it's 4.19. So you have to see the whether how relative it is now, the new features has been covered or not. So refer always the latest videos. Now some concepts are evergreen. Okay, that is fine. But Selenium 3 to Selenium 4, there's a drastic change in terms of protocol. So in that case, you have to see the YouTube videos, but make sure it is the latest one. They're covering all the things. Plus, if you want the detailed structured learning, you go for a course, enroll for some training, not from me, from anyone, but make sure you understand the proper concept. If you go through YouTube, you need high dedication. You should be very disciplined that every day you will sit, watch the videos, practice. But the problem with YouTube is YouTube learning that the moment you get stuck, you will be spending 3 to 5 hours just to understand why it happened, and chances are very high that you might not get the proper solution. But when you go through the training, you have someone where you can ask questions, right? You can ask not only related to automation, the different part as well. So depends how much time you have. If you are too disciplined, you can do it. YouTube, Udemy, Coursera, all these platform are good. But if you need a proper structured learning, you can reach out to me. Okay. How to answer basic coding related question, which I cannot predict in my interview. Sorry, in any interview. There are varieties of interview question as how to prepare. So see, you cannot remember all the questions for sure. What you need to understand is how to write the logics. If you are struggling with the logic part, then let's say you prepared 30 questions. The moment they give you 31st one, again, you will start thinking what to do next. But when you understand the main logic of any program, irrespective if they change little statement, they will change little bit of input and output, you should be able to write logic. So focus on the logic building instead of just focusing on the number of programs, because number of programs can be endless. There can be 1000 varieties of different programs. But what I have seen for interviews, around 30 to 50 questions if you prepare for strings, for arrays, duplicate number, duplicate character, count the number of occurrence, searching, sorting, right? Array based program, string based program, 30 to 50 program, if you solve properly, you will get the logic. That logic can be repeated in different ways. How much important CICD? So Anand, yes, it is very important. Every company uses one of the CICD tools. It is expected from a QA to know how CICD works. You might not build the end-to-end pipeline, right? Because it's a DevOps role, but definitely you will be adding your contribution, your test in that CICD pipeline. So they will not expect that you set up everything from the scratch, right? Because setting up CI server configuration, enabling the other team members takes time. Most of the time when you join a particular company, they already have a CI/CD setup. They expect a candidate should know how this CI/CD tool works, how to create jobs, how to create pipeline, how to run the test, how to get the reports. This knowledge you should have. Again, it's not too complicated, just 3 hours. I have a video on this on my YouTube. If you go through the video, you'll understand how to work with CI/CD tools. Which type of company is better in long run without layoff? So first of all, there's no company where you will not see the layoff, right? From Google, Amazon, Facebook, right? Every company did the layoff in June 2023. So this question is invalid. But I have seen the startup based companies, when they run out of the fund, there you will see the massive layoff. So if they're getting proper funding, if they have proper budget, they will keep hiring. And but the moment they have resource, sorry, the funding crunches, then this ratio is high in startup. In MNCs it's less, but there's no company in the world which does not have a layoff. Dev Senapati planning to switch currently with 8 plus experience in automation. Any roadmap to prepare sooner and be interview ready? See, Dev, the moment you sooner, it creates panic. Sooner means it could be 15 days, it could be 30 days. But if you ask me, it takes 3 to 4 months minimum to prepare for interviews, assuming that uh, you don't know anything. Maybe you will take a course, go through 2 months of course, 1 month of preparation. Let's say 4 months of course, 1 month of extra preparation. 5 months is decent, because generally what we do, this is our line. So this is we are in the comfort zone. The moment we see now companies are not accepting or we need to upgrade, immediately we have expectation that you will learn everything in 15 days. That will not happen in real time. You might have to push a little harder if you want to do it sooner. But if you go through structured learning, spend 1 hour every day, 80 hours is enough for whatever we need for automation side from web automation. Add 40 hours more for API. So 120 hours. So you spend 2 hours in a day, 2 months. But if you spend 1 hour in a day, then still you need 120 days. So 8 years you have not studied. So at least take out 3 to 4 months, prepare properly. Let's say it's April, May, June, July, August. By September, you should be ready. But if you have extra time, you can do this in 30 days or 60 days as well. But depends. Okay, Pranali says rate QA framework from toughest to easiest to learn or get hands on. See, Pranali, when it comes to toughest, this changes, right? Suppose if you don't know any programming language, you will find Selenium is very complicated. But if you know Java, Selenium is just a piece of cake, right? Suppose you want to start with Cypress. If you don't know JavaScript, Cypress will be very tough. But if you know JavaScript, Cypress will be very easy. It's already a fully fledged framework. You just need to write the test, add fixtures, and we're good to go. So it depends on the background. If your basic fundamentals are clear, no framework is complicated. But what I've seen, Cypress is quite easy in terms of syntaxes and so many functions we already have. Everything is already available as a configuration. In Selenium, you need to write from the scratch, everything from the scratch. Playwright, Cypress, WebDriver, all these tools are having predefined configuration file, predefined fixtures, right? You just start using them. In Selenium, you have to build everything from the scratch. But Selenium is still popular because it is very stable. It's going to complete 20 years in September. A lot of community support. So instead of focusing on the complexity of the tool, focus on the popularity of the tool. Which tool you will cover, you will get most of the demand. For example, you learned one of the easiest tool, but there's no opening. You will get frustrated. So focus is what is important. So this is the book which I'm reading. Surprisingly, the same question. Focus on what matters. So focus on what matters for you as of now. If you're looking for a job change, focus on Selenium. But if you're looking for, let's say you want to upgrade to a new tool, maybe explore Cypress. Please suggest a YouTube channel to learn Rest Assured. Priyansh, I have only one channel which I recommend always for Rest Assured, Amod Mahajan. I have around 7 videos which I recorded in 2018. From May, June, I will again start Rest Assured series. Then you can refer my series. But if you're looking right now, go to Amod Mahajan channel. He has two playlists, one for Rest Assured Basic, one for Framework. I guess people should start teaching Cypress. Yes, Pratik, a lot of videos on YouTube for Cypress. There are a lot of courses, training. Everybody's teaching Cypress too. Only thing is, Cypress have certain trade-offs. It has certain limitations. So if you're fine with that limitations, if your application is fine without these features, you can go ahead. Okay, Mangesh is my organization giving me automation testing opportunity, also Pega development, which is better option. See, Mangesh, depends on your background. If you have experience in automation, please go with the automation testing. But if you're getting proper training, proper time to learn Pega, go with Pega. In 2024, what are the mandatory skills to quickly get the job? 4.6 plus experience in manual testing, minimum web automation. But with above 4, I also recommend API. So web plus API automation, plus obviously manual testing, SQL. You should know the basic fundamentals of different tools as well. But even if you don't know the different tools, your manual testing, SQL, Jira, Agile ceremonies, your current roles and responsibilities, one web automation tool and one API. Even if you don't go with rest assured, but still Postman is needed. I see still people are using Java Selenium where Cypress have awesome architecture. See, Pratik, it's not always that the moment they get a new tool, they will switch. Suppose if I have 5,000 scripts in Selenium, I'm using almost from 10 years, suddenly a new tool is coming. I'm not going to switch, right? So we need to understand whether it's applicable for my current project or not, right? If everything is going as smooth, we are able to run automated test, our automation test suite is stable. We should not switch to a different tools automatically. Maybe you do a POC. Whenever the new projects comes, maybe you can focus on the tools, different tools which is coming, right? But you will not change everything. Same thing. Suppose you are living in one apartment, everything is settled, and now you have a family, you have a neighbors. Suddenly you see a new, let's say, apartment is coming, very fancy, everything is in place. Will you switch immediately? No. Maybe you will keep in mind that maybe once I will upgrade, I have a budget, I might move. But you will not take this decision. Same happens with automation. You should not jump to every tool which is coming in the market. Take a call, understand, learn. Maybe you will implement in the next company or maybe in the next project. Best site for preparing for resume. Nova Resume without any doubt. It has many free templates, many paid templates. If you can spend 1,000, 2,000, go with the premium templates, which have a higher conversion rate. But even if you don't want to spend, go to a free template, add all the details. It will create a beautiful resume for you. 3 to 4 basic templates are available, but try with the free one. If you feel, yes, this is making more sense, maybe go to the premium one, make your resume, one time cost, start floating that resume. Can we or should we automate a CAPTCHA code? No. Is it better to learn performance testing after completing Selenium with Java? Performance, Kishore, will come to the non-functional part. So first complete your functional stack, uh, Selenium, web automation, API, mobile, then move to performance. Even if you don't want to cover mobile, then at least after API you should focus on performance. And I will highly recommend, once you're done with functional stack, you should definitely explore performance testing, at least with JMeter. If you're comfortable, maybe then you can go with the different tools, which is new load, Gatling, but JMeter is the most popular one. Without any doubt, LinkedIn. Modern application require model automation tools. Yes, I agree, Pratik. But if you're able to automate modern application with the traditional tools which you're using from last 10 years, there's no harm. You need to understand the feasibility, right? I can see, Pratik, you are more inclined towards Cypress. See, I'm not debating and I'm not against Cypress. Okay. So what I said again, if I have given a choice, and if I have to start from the scratch, I need to see my application and the limitation of the tools as well. One size will not fit for all. So understand the requirement, then go with the tools. Bala says I have 17 plus experience in testing out of 10 years into automation, Selenium, UFT, mobile automation. How to switch for the job? Please suggest. See, Bala, now I can see you have good experience in automation. So when it says switch, we have only two options, right? Either you can go with the senior architect role, or test automation manager role. So when it comes to switch, it's quite easy process. Make your resume, start applying. If you are not able to answer a couple of questions in the interview, then let me know, I can help you. But in order to apply, you have to get into the market. If you're expecting that companies will come to your profile, they will start asking, that will not happen. Many good candidates are in the market, they're actively looking. So you need to get into the market. If possible, take the premium subscription of the LinkedIn and other job portals. Every portal will provide you the trial. If you're happy with the trial, then go with the paid service. So for switching, no other option. Get into the market. If I'm not getting any jobs opportunity as a QA, in QA as a full-time employee, is it suggestible to go to contract role? If you are not too much in pressure that you need to switch immediately, you can wait. Instead of going to the contract role, if you have a full-time permanent role, please stick to it. When you get a good offer, then go ahead. Contract basis, again, it's a contract base, right? They might keep you for 6 months to 6 years, but there's no certainty. But if you're given a chance, you can wait and go for the permanent role. I'm in performance testing now, wanted to learn security testing. Is this both having a scope or must try for performance engineering or SRE? So Prithvi, performance testing have a very niche skill. I have a couple of my friends who are into performance from day one till now. They're into performance and they're doing excellent. They all are working with Salesforce right now and they are getting very good package. So if you're looking for the non-functional architect role where you will focus on the complete non-functional part, then yes, security, performance, accessibility all are required. But if you want to give your best shot as a full-time performance testing engineer, then this skill is also good enough. But I generally recommend don't stick to one skill, keep upgrading whenever you get into a new project. If you're getting a chance to do the security testing, go ahead. After 13 plus experience, is it advisable to change a job domain from testing to business analyst, product owner? See, Abhirup, it's an individual choice. If you are someone who don't want to spend the remaining span of your career into coding, framework, architecture, then you can go with to the you can go to BA role, product owner role. You can become people manager, right? But if you are more inclined towards the coding part, different tools, if this field excites you, this is a separate role altogether. You can stick to this part if you like coding. If you don't like this, also have a good approach. I will say options. Only thing is, I've seen many people they change their domain to development as well after 10 years. A couple of examples you will find on LinkedIn. One of my friend also, he was working in Apple. He switched to um, QA to dev role, but it comes with a cost. When I say cost, you need to spend some extra time. So yes, you can switch. Only thing is, it should excite you. Many people are coming from BA role to automation because for them it's boring. So if you like business side, if you are very good in domain, you like connecting with stakeholders, you understand business very well, you understand the product very well, go with the pure role as well. Kishore says how to prepare the core Java Selenium WebDriver 5 plus experience. See, Kishore, whether it's 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years, the basic questions everybody will ask you, right? Suppose basic question, even if I have to take your interview, I will start with very basics. Tell me what is Selenium architecture, write one login script, tell me switch to commands, tell me locators, tell me the different weights available. Then I will start asking scenario based questions, right? So there's some standard questions, at least this should be ready. Then we have some tricky questions, then go to the tricky questions, okay, where you will have multiple scenarios and how do you handle the scenarios. So talking about Java side, if you cover these areas, let's say data type, variables, loops, conditional statements, arrays, string collection, oops concept, exception handling, you can do a stop here. If you go through all these concepts, many questions will come. 90 to 95% question will come from these topics. Same goes with Selenium. Start with Selenium, WebDriver commands, web element commands, locators, switch to commands, desired capabilities, then Selenium grid, and there are other small topics like javascript executor, actions class, screenshots. So these are the main areas of Selenium. You will expect many questions from this. Then you have TestNG, then you have Maven. So select question from each tool and around 200 questions, more than enough from everything. Alok Bharti says, which platform is best for practice for QA automation? Sorry, test automation. See, Alok, I would recommend start with some sample applications. You can use my sample application, Orange SRM. You can use PHP Travel. You can use many bookstore applications. The main focus is understand how to automate different type of automation. Take one CRM application, one uh, um, e-commerce application, one normal application. If you're able to automate them, then instead of taking sample application, if you're working right now, take the application that you're testing manually, automate minimum 5 end-to-end scenarios. That will be the real-time experience. Guna says, can there be a future opportunity for manual testing for QA less than one? 0 to 2 is still considered freshers. So I would recommend, if you are looking for a job change, do after 10, sorry, 2 years, not 10 years, 2 years. Because initially 3 to 6 months generally goes for basic Cate induction. And at least you need 2 years to understand the testing, automation, the business, the IT culture. So don't switch immediately. I know it's very tempting to get digit salary as soon as you switch, but if you go in a standard way, you will get a very good salary. But go through at least 2 years experience, then start doing switch. You can do multiple switch up to 10 years, but after 10 years you might have to uh, stick to one company, or maybe you can switch after 10 years, not very frequently, but the first switch should be after 2 years. And Rakshit, hi sir, I have 12 plus experience. What skill set should I have for seeking opportunities? See, Anurag, instead of just focusing on 12 plus, 10 plus, what I would recommend, go to LinkedIn, enter your location, enter, let's say 10 plus, 12 plus. In LinkedIn, you will find senior level, mid level. Then see the job description. When you see the job description at your level, you will understand what is the expectation from you in the market. That should be your skill set. Instead of blindly following me or anyone, understand the real market situation and prepare accordingly. So nowadays, for everyone, it is web API for sure. Web automation, minimum two tools. For your experience, it should be minimum two tools: API end to end, your functional testing, SQL. You should know how to handle a team. So with 12 plus, you will be going either to the senior test lead, architect role, senior architect role, test automation manager role. So in this row, with this experience, you should know how to handle a team, a product, or how to automate the applications. So you should know everything. So with 12 plus, I would recommend have a roadmap of 6 months to 1 year, get all the skill set, then go to the market. When Mukesh speaks, I get peace in storm. Current IT market. Thank you so much. Sorry, I get peace in storm. Thank you so much. Web testing UI. Please join with your real name so that I can connect better. Yogeshwara says, I have experience around 7 years, including more than 5 years into automation with multiple tool. I wish to go to DevOps. Is it good choice? Yes, Yogeshwara, you can. If you have spent 5 years, you know all the tool set. If you think this is what I need to do from automation side, and if you don't want to explore the non-functional side, you can switch to DevOps. I have one video recorded with Akash Kumar. Akash Kumar was working with me. He was into 8 years into testing. Then he moved to DevOps, and he's doing exceptionally well right now. Um, he has worked with multiple companies as a DevOps engineer. Right now, he's a manager role, but still he handles multiple teams. So yes, you can switch. Only thing, it should excite you. If you understand CICD, if you are very good in the infrastructure, because in infrastructure 20% will be code and 80% will be monitoring and configuration. You have to manage the complete infrastructure, Kubernetes clusters. If that excites you, please go ahead, but have a roadmap. Robert says, can playwright be used for Azure DevOps to automate test cases? Doc says JavaScript test runner does not work. So Azure DevOps, I have to check. Recently, I have recorded one video playwright with Jenkins. It works. Let me check the documentation, Robert, right away. Instead of giving you a random answer, maybe I can share my screen too. So continuous integration. Azure pipelines for Windows, Mac OS agents, no additional configuration required. So Robert, they have actually complete Docker container. So you can use this container. This container you can deploy to any VM, and this Docker container will be ready where you can run your test. So they have given a command. These are the different tags available. Maybe you can, if you can refer the doc which you have referred, because as per this doc it works. Hi Anurag, can a QA move to PM role? Yes, you can. But Pratik, again, if you're completely new to PM role, get some training, get some courses, either free on YouTube or training. The multiple, I can actually introduce to you to someone who actually moved from QA to PM role. The multiple example in my last company, Dell, many people who moved into PM role, they did not switch automation, they moved into PM role. Maybe I can have a podcast with them so that you will get more idea. How is Jenkins used in real-time projects and what is the importance in QA? See, Neeraj, when it comes to execution, so you will be using Jenkins for execution. So let's say once your script is done, you push to GitHub or push to maybe GitLab, you push to Bitbucket, where you will execute. So here comes Jenkins into the picture. You can use Jenkins as a CI server, which will pull your code from GitHub. It can run either in the same machine or into different agents. You can have a pipeline in Jenkins where you can have multiple jobs, and these jobs will run your automation test either in the same machine or into multiple agents or into Selenium grid. Jenkins is one of the CI server, but you can use any CI server. They works on the same principle. So it is must have a skill, not should have, must have. User underscore MS. Which framework is booming now? TestNG or Cucumber? Please tell what framework are needed to get placed as a. So first of all, these two are different things. Cucumber is for BDD. Okay, you can use Cucumber with JUnit, Cucumber with TestNG. So my answer is both. You need to understand how TDD works, how BDD works, because mostly banking, like banking related companies, they work on the BDD, and uh, many non-banking company also uses BDD, but that side I have seen more. So it's both. Cucumber is just 5 hours, so don't think TestNG or Cucumber. You should say TestNG, and TestNG can be used with BDD like Cucumber as a test runner. By default, Cucumber integrates with JUnit, but you can use Cucumber with TestNG as well. So don't keep your mind that this or this. These are very easy tools, very easy libraries. Just spend few hours and you will be ready. If you need some more examples, more videos, let me know. Hi Lalita. I would like to integrate CI/CD for my Selenium web automation. Can you please suggest which 3-hour video? So Vivek, just search for Jenkins crash course by Mukesh Utwani. You will get 3 hours video where I have explained everything related to Jenkins. Ankita says sometimes interview asks Fibonacci series, prime numbers. Is it really used in automation? See, Ankita, as I mentioned, sometimes it can be the filtration round, right? Suppose they got 30 resumes. They have two openings. So they have to now do the filtration. They don't want to take all the 30 interviews. Or maybe they want to do all the 30, but they don't want someone who cannot write the basic programs. So they will give this basic programs. Prime number, Fibonacci series, even odd numbers, right? Armstrong number, these kind of basic questions. Not used in automation, I agree, but for filtration is required. So even if somebody is not able to write basic programs, I will not generally recommend for the next one. I will not judge based on one program. I will give multiple programs. I might ask multiple Selenium programs, right? Basic login script, logout script. If the candidate is not able to write that basic as well, then it's a red flag for me, right? So good thing is, these are the questions they ask. So it's better to get ready instead of just wondering why they're asking. Get ready these basic questions and it's frequently asked questions. As I mentioned, 30 to 50 programs. These are the frequently asked one. Guna says, which is the best tool for API testing? Can you create basic video on API testing using Playwright with Python? So Guna, API testing using Rest Assured 7 videos done. API testing using Postman 26 videos done. Playwright with JavaScript is done. I will try for Python, but my next target is Rest Assured. But you will find plenty of channel. You can refer Execute Automation. He has recently covered one playlist, Playwright with Python, and I guess he has covered API testing as well. Yes, just check the videos once. Yes, this is the one which I was referring. How to manage 90 days notice period? Majority of the interviewer will be for immediate joiners. See, Deepak, surprisingly, this is the common scenario, and I cannot help here. Many companies, they have a strict rule that cannot release before 90 days. But when you get this kind of calls, you can say that this is the notice period, but I can negotiate, or I might try. These kind of things you can check. But if it is too, I will say, complex in your case, that they will not even negotiate, it's better to have a honest conversion that this is the notice period. But I can give a shot. But most of the time, I have seen they generally don't allow. So this part somehow I cannot handle. Like, this is a very common question which I'm getting from past 6 to 7 YouTube live. But these are some HR policies, companies policies. So cannot help here much. Paisa important. Yes, I know paisa is important, but only thing is your skill should match with the package which you are expecting, right? Suppose you're expecting 20 lakhs a package, but skills abhi hai nahi, तो mismatch होगा. Sandeep says, want to start learning automation. Which language should I learn? Very confused, Python or Java. See, Sandeep, if you just need the easy solution, go with Python. If you just need the proper solution with the job market, go with Java. Sometimes easy is not important. Focus on what important, what is needed as of now. Even if you learn, let's say, the best tool in the market, if nobody is looking for this, then you will get frustrated. Same thing, right? You have to talk to me. You might have to talk to me in Hindi, English, and Sindhi. So you may be the best trainer for specific language. Let's say you learn Japanese. Okay, you are very fluent in that. But right now, I'm not looking for that language, right? So focus what is your requirement. If you just want to explore how automation works, go with Python. You can write 3 lines of code and you can start the browser. Right? You don't need to understand oops concept. You just create .chrome session, you will get WebDriver, and you can use get. Within 2 lines or 3 lines, you can start. When you start with Java, you need to create a class, you need to create a main method, or you have to use test annotation. But that is worth spending your time. If you are learning something, if it is not giving result, maybe you have to consider Java in this case. Yes, market is good, but we cannot control the market situation, Venkat, at this situation. So if the candidate background is manual testing, they have to upgrade. Sorry. Okay, guys, a lot of questions and I have limited time. I will end this session in the next 10 minutes. I can see how many questions I can answer. Remaining, we can discuss this later. What was my last question is? What about the opportunity to freshers in Java? See, Venkat, that not too much and for freshers. See, sometimes freshers, they don't need automation. If a fresher is able to answer the basic manual testing questions, basic programming questions, not too complicated. Converse says, what are the projects we can showcase in resume for manual testing? So Kanwal, let me know your background first. When you say you want to showcase your resume, projects in the resume, if you are experienced candidate, you will show the last project. But if you're applying as a fresher, you don't have to explain the project, right? Because freshers don't get generally projects. So you will show this is your skill set and you understand these concepts well, and then you can apply. See, when I gave my interview for fresher role, I was not even aware that there's a something called testing, because when you come out from the college, you just know the development part, right? But once you enter into the market, you will understand there's multiple roles. So for freshers, even if they know the basics, they can get started. While switching jobs, what difference does it make whether you have or not have a STQB foundation? Not important, Pranali. If it is a client requirement, maybe it will be needed. But for switching, it's not that important. It's good to have, but not must have. Hi, Hardik. I want to learn automation testing using Selenium with Java. Please guide me. So Hardik, there are a lot of YouTube channels. Even my channel have a lot of around 150 videos on Java and Selenium. Please go ahead with that. But if you need the structured learning one to one, I have a batch which is running, and the next batch will start in June and July. So in case if you need the structured learning, let me know. How's the market for Playwright? It's less as compared to Cypress. So this is how this is. Like if you ask me the 100%, 80% Selenium, 15% Cypress, 5% Playwright, WebDriver IO, Nightwatch, all the tools. Please tell about the certification we can do. So if you want to start certification, if you need to add in a resume, you can start with ISTQB first, basic level foundation, then advanced. If you want from the programming side, you can go with the Java certification. If you want from the cloud side, you can go with AWS foundation certificate. Depends what kind of certificate you're looking for. For dev, it's different. For DevOps, it's different. For QA, it's different. Do you have any resources, videos for getting into performance test with Jmeter? For Jai, you can visit. I have a series around 9 videos, but it is incomplete. I would recommend Raghav Pal channel. So he have around, if I'm not wrong, 35 videos on JMeter. That will give you an end-to-end idea how JMeter works, the listener part, how you can create thread count, test suites, how to run from CLI. So these I have also created, but 9 videos. You can start with my playlist, then go to Ragopal, visit the complete playlist. How to get CSM certification? CSM certification, Adit, I need to check. Maybe I will check and get back to you on this. I have more than 10 plus experience, 5 years into automation testing. I have good amount of hands-on experience in Cucumber Selenium. So, Swarnendu, you can start with API, right? API is missing. So API using Postman and rest assured. Then you can explore non-functional part, which is performance testing, or you can plan for DevOps. What are the suggestions about test case management tool, preferably the open source? The less open source, you can go with the test trail. I love coding and my experience in UI testing. Please suggest keeping in mind the latest trends. Please suggest. So Arindu, if you explore everything, start with Cypress, then given a chance, explore Playwright. But I would recommend one tool. Start with Cypress after Selenium, and get hands-on with some AI-based automation frameworks which is coming. Right, many tools which is in the market, they have AI-enabled features, generative AI. So try to explore that tools as well. That will give you a different perspective how AI is getting used in these tools. Since you have a good experience, 10 plus experience, it's good to explore the AI side with automation. Thank you, sure. Hi, good evening, Mukesh, Udwani Guru. Thank you so much, Sai, but I'm not Guru. I'm just trying my best to answer some of the questions. But thank you so much. and good to see your comment. Alok Bharti says, can you suggest some platform for scenario-based manual testing interview questions? Platform, there are many channel, Alok. You can visit Naveen Automation Labs. He has many videos on manual testing. There are so many channels. You can just have a look. More or less, manual testing does not have much, right? Scenario-based questions, again, there can be multiple scenarios, but they're standard around 30-40 scenarios. If you're able to answer that, we're good to go. So one platform I don't want to highlight, maybe you can explore the multiple resources over the internet. Okay, last question, then we can end. I refer to execute automation channel. There's a Playwright automation using Python. I'm eager to learn API testing using Playwright with Python. No content as per my analysis, will be waiting. Okay, Guna, I will check and let you know. But if you understand Python, if you understand Playwright, see, Playwright basically, I'm not sure whether it has a dedicated package or not. But if you're using Python, Python by default have a request package. Just one line of code. Request.get, request.post, request.patch, request.delete, request.other options head. You will be passing URL, you will be passing authentication, you will be passing payload, and you will get the response. If I'm not wrong, I have a video on this as well. API testing using Python. Just search my channel, you will get a video. Because more or less Playwright have all the libraries for web automation. For API, use request module. Okay, so before I end, I have a special announcement. I am coming up with a new API testing batch. This is using Rest Assured and Postman. It's a 2.5 months course only on weekend, Saturday, Sunday, 7:30 to 9:30. The only prerequisite of this course, you should know Java. Those who already know Java, they can enroll. Within 2.5 months, we will be covering multiple APIs, multiple tools, how to use AI with these tools, interview questions, multiple real-time APIs with different authentication and authorizations. So if you're someone who knows Java and want to explore API side, you can check out this course and reach out to me if you have any query. Yeah, so thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for attending the live session. If you have any further questions which I could not answer, you can drop your queries in the comment section and I will take them in the next live. So thank you so much and see you soon. Bye bye.